Alright guys, just hopping on real quick to do another trade recap. We took a decent trade on NQ today on the live stream on YouTube. It was on NQ this time, not on ES actually, because yesterday we took the trade on ES. Now, today, I mean, if we start off with the morning bias, again, we were looking at NQ. First thing I mentioned is yesterday's bias. Yesterday I marked those two levels. That first level we took it intraday yesterday, and then this one we took it overnight. So I said we took last night, the last side that I mentioned yesterday, completing my bias objectives. For today, bias is neutral, open to both longs and shorts, as we're rejecting from a daily OB. So if we go on the OB, I mean on the daily, that's the order block I'm talking about. And this line right here, if we look at the Fibonacci, that's the mean threshold. So that's something I had marked in the live stream. You can go back on my YouTube and my live streams. It's still going to be there. So I had this marked, and we're going to come back to this because this was an important level today. Because I didn't really have any liquidity level, other than that one here that we already took overnight. So I was kind of looking for something to short off of. So I said we'll look for small scalps. I don't want to hold too long in this kind of market because we took, again, since we just took this liquidity, I thought we could have had a chopping day, especially on a Friday like this. And I said we'll most likely wait for 10 a.m. because we had consumer sentiment at 10 a.m. So usually we have this Judas swing from 9:30 to 10, and then we'll have a good setup from like 10 to 10:30, or like in the 9:50 to 10:10 macro as well. So now if we go down to the 15 minute, always watch the 15 minute before market open. Again, we pumped up here, and then we started rejecting, and this was at 9:45, 10 a.m. So Uh, yeah. So right before news, we took the we I mean we rejected from this OB mean threshold, and then right here, this is when the news came out. I was thinking, okay, maybe we'll just go take this high one more time and then go lower. I was I was also, I mean, we could have went higher, but it would have been harder for me to catch along. Except for I was looking at this as a potential OB that we could have respected, or you could say that this was a breaker block as well with the fair value gap. So kind of a unicorn, but it's not really a good setup because we took, again, we were rejecting from a daily OB. So that's why I was more interested in shorts. So first thing I was looking for is the rejection of, I mean, the reaction off of this fair value gap, right? So if we go to a lower time frame on the 2 minute, so we started bouncing off of it, and this right here, like once we created this 2 minute fair value gap, is when I was thinking, okay, so now if we inverse the 2 minute fair value gap to the upside, I'll take I'll look for a long on the retracement in the fair value gap, target this high, because we're most likely gonna go take this high again. Um, but then when I saw that we started rejecting off of it, now I on the 2 minute, obviously there was no fair value gap to inverse. I was looking for an inverse to enter. So went in a 1 minute, same thing. So usually what I'll do is I'll go on the 30 seconds. Now, same thing on 30 seconds, right? No fair value gap, nothing to really enter off of. So went down to the 15 seconds. And I'll be honest, that's not really something I usually do. But since I was kind of confident of that this short would work out, um, I came down here and I saw this little 15-second fair value gap. Also the fact that we have a low, a high, a low. So if we break below that, inverses fair value gap, and also kind of create a market structure shift, I wanted to enter shorts around here, have my stop here, and then I also mentioned in the live stream, if you go back and watch, I said if I get stopped out, two things can happen. It can either go higher and then we get the long that I was talking about earlier, or I get stopped out, we we reject again, and then we get a better short. So I didn't mind getting stopped out and getting another entry, or and then getting long. But what ended up happening is once we close down here on this candle, so on this 15-second fair value gap, I entered, stop right here, and then first target was 1 hour, so it was around here, so 82 I think, and then second target was If we go on the 2 minute, actually, no, I don't know if this was the 1 minute. Yeah, on the 1 minute, you can see this OB. So mean threshold of this OB was second target, and then my last runner I got out on this low right here. So if we go here, I have my MNQ down here for just for my execution. We go on the look on the 15 seconds. No. Oh, that's another trade I'll mention, but another trade I took in the PM. So again, gotcha on this fair value gap, 15 seconds. Covered one here, 1 hour. Covered my second here. Again, mean threshold. And then last one I covered right here once we broke down on this low. So that's pretty much it for this trade. Was pretty confident when I entered. Now the second trade that I took, that was not on the live stream. That was just I think around what, yeah, then 11. Yeah, so right before lunch, it was on the 1 minute actually. So right here, if we, I'll just show you ES real quick. So ES. So if you go at the same time, so you see this low right here. So we took that low. We didn't take it on NQ, right? So this is what we call SMT. And then we inverse this 1 minute. So I bought right there as soon as we closed, I bought. My entry was 21. And then so this right here was my first target. But I don't know what happened when I wanted to take partials. I just ended up closing my whole position. But I think it worked out in a good way in this case because my second target was this high, and so I would have been stopped out to break even. Because after I take my first target, I always put my stop to break even. So in this case, worked out well. So I think I'm up. You won't see it, right? Account summary. Yeah, I'm up 326 on the day. So first trade was like 250. Second trade again was only like $80 because it was like 10. Yeah, it was a 10-point win, so nothing crazy. But yeah, pretty decent day. And again, if you want to see the whole my whole thought process, you can just go to my recordings and you'll see my live stream there. So you guys enjoy your evening and have a good weekend.